It's we're going to start the meeting. It's it's 7:11, and I just like to thank everybody for coming out to the meeting. We know that we have lots to do and things to do, people to see. So we just want to thank you for coming on the line. So Frankie, could you give us a roll call
Yes, I sure will. Angela Springs,
here?
William Yates, Frankie Mays, here. Jackie Jackson, Janet Mitchell,
Here.
Rosalie Preston.
Present.
Okay, that completes our roll call.
Okay. Do we have any general public comment on non-agenda items that are within the neighborhood council jurisdiction? If so, press 9, raise your hand. *6 to unmute. You have 2 minutes. Is there anyone? Okay. Well, we're gonna go to number 3. Frankie, could you read our minutes of January the 9th?
Okay, meetings for January the 9th. The outreach committee meeting was called to order by Chair Angela Springs at 7 p.m. The president, no general public comments, approval of last minutes. The motion to approve minutes for the December 12th, 2022 committee meeting as read by Janet Mitchell and second by Angela Springs. And minutes was approved by 5-0 vote. April 23rd board election update. It was stated there has been a problem with the mail delivery for the candidate recruitment postcard. It is not being received by all stakeholders in a neighborhood. Minuteman Press is going to speak with their post office contact at every door direct mail about the issue. Of the 17 board seats, there are only 8 candidates that have been certified so far, and no one has filed for the treasurer. In February, Angela and Janet plan to do tabling in different areas on Wednesday to register stakeholders to vote by mail. Rosalie left candidate postcards at Ralph's and some other locations. Frankie said she heard an announcement regarding the elections for the 99 neighborhood councils on KJLH radio station. During the board election awareness workshop meeting via Zoom, it was stated that the city clerk will have more staff this time to ensure that all ballots are mailed out and counted. Rosalie Preston entered the meeting at 7:30 p.m. The Black History Month planning. Angela spoke with Director Wesley King from Rosecrans Center and received approval to have the Black History Month program in the gym. February 25th, 2023 is the scheduled date for the event, and all committee members were asked to find participants for the program. The remaining balance in the budget will be determined after purchasing a banner and flyers. The committee will check for catering service to provide a lunch and determine a menu. Rosalie suggested Good Grubs as one caterer. Announcement, the Greater Homeless Count will start Wednesday, January 25th, 2023, and Thursday, January 26th, 2023. CERT class started January 3rd, 2023, and Neighborhood Teen Zoom Workshop, which will be held once a month, starts February 2nd, 2023. You may register through Eventbrite. Meeting was adjourned at 8:10. Next committee meeting scheduled for February 13, 2023 at 7 p.m. Minutes recorded by Frankie Mays, Secretary.
Okay, so I have a motion for the minutes.
Rosalie makes the motion to approve the minutes as read.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I, Janet Mitchell, second.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. All right, ministers approved as read. On April the 20th, which is coming up, is our board election.
We need to do Angela.
Oh, a vote. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead, Right.
Angela Springs,
Yes.
William Yates, Frankie Mays, yes. Jackie Jackson, Janet Mitchell,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston.
yes,
Okay, motion has been carried.
Thank you. Minutes are passed. I'm sorry.
That's it.
Just trying to get to this board election. So we have the candidate form, which was on May the 7th, was posted on the website, on our website, the candidate form. So if you looked on the website, you should have seen the candidate form on March the 7th. So do anybody have anything to say about number 8? No, okay. Well, number B was vote by mail, the vote by mail registration, until March the 13th at 11:59 p.m. That is the cutoff date for the mail. I did get an email, from, I believe, I forgot her name, but, according to the letter that she sent, it was only like 31 people have.
Lene Basulto, our city
Yeah.
clerk person.
Yeah, I can't never pronounce. I can't. That's why I probably can't pronounce her name because I can't say it.
Lene Basulto.
Okay, Lene Basuto, right? Sent a letter and was only 31 that registered by mail so far. So the cutoff date is March the 13th. And if you know anybody that would like to register by mail, let them know that the deadline is coming up, which is
Tonight.
tonight.
Mhm.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Well, 31 people
Well, that
have
was
already,
as of Friday, so,
that was as Friday, so they might
and
got some more.
hopefully a few more did it this weekend and today, but it's,
Okay.
for all our efforts, it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Unless a lot of people are gonna show up on April 1st. So.
Well, probably so. And I just think because of the mail situation, because I still have not got a postcard even after the fact. So a lot of people didn't get the mail like, before. A lot of people did do a lot of registering through mail during, I believe that was the pandemic time. So now, I mean, I think it's just a mix up in the mail, and a lot of people didn't get it because I know I did not receive a postcard, and I think a lot of people, some people on my block didn't receive it at all. So I think
And just to note, Minuteman Press emailed their contact for Every Door direct mail several times, and they never responded. So.
yeah,
Yeah, later, because of the candidates who filed, we
Mhm.
learned where some of the places where the cards had been delivered, but it was very, very uneven.
Oh,
And yeah, not even, well, it's hard to say, but it seems like maybe only a third of them were delivered. But
right, yeah. And so I think that's probably the reason why, and that's a little, it makes people feel like, that they probably was waiting for it, or probably like saying, well, I hadn't seen nothing come through my mail for the Harbor Gateway North. So it makes it look little bad on their part, not to, or whoever, whatever the mix up is just a mix up. But tonight at 11:59 will be the last registration for vote by mail. So we have to move on. So C in person is going to be April the 1st at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. at the Home Assembly Church with the Shred Band and our tabling at the election. So I wanted to ask their at home assembly, where are their the city will be setting up? Are they gonna be setting up on the outside, or
it's in the inside. I think when you look on the city clerk website or where the city clerk emailed us about the location. The church has that long corridor on the south side of their building. So people will park and then go up the steps. And I'm assuming there's a ramp to get to that door on the south side of the building. And the voting will be set up inside. And then the shred van is, I talked with Tracy Willis, the secretary of the church, and she said that the shred van should go at the back of the parking lot when you first come through the gates, like we had it 2 years ago. So that cars can drive up close to the van and hand out their papers that need to be shredded or boxes, and then turn around and if they're going to vote, park away from the shred van area. And other people who don't need a shred can come in and turn to the right of the entrance gates and park in front of the church and then walk to go vote. But
So where will we be set up at?
yeah, so we have to figure that out. Last time we had tables at along the front of the church, but we've got to make sure we're going to have to walk over, go over there and take a look to be sure that there's space. So that, our table wouldn't interfere with the cars coming to park, because last time there weren't a lot of cars that came, but we think this time there'll be a lot more. So, and possibly if we could be on the outside, assuming it's a nice day and not raining, on the way somewhere near that south entrance.
Well, I was
So-
saying, can we just set the table up right there? Because I mean, as the voters, come in, they will know where, if the table is set up right there, they'll know that's the entrance to where the people have to go vote.
Yeah, so we'll have to check that out. I'm trying to remember if there's space at that entrance for a table and
Well, it seemed like if it's on the south side of where that door is, it seemed like it will be okay if we can just set the table up right there.
yeah.
I'm picturing it, I'm looking at it right now. So I'm just thinking that it will be okay. So we will just have the table and hopefully, do we need a tent to be set up?
Well, we probably should bring a canopy. And then we need to maybe talk with Tracy Willis to find out, maybe I can talk with her tomorrow, to find out if it is raining, then our table could be inside in that corridor, a little bit away from the voting, but just so stakeholders, can stop by and sign up for our emails if they're not already getting them, and maybe even signing up if they would be interested in joining any of our committees, and getting our brochure. But one of the issues is that candidates cannot, be within so many feet of the polling site. So that's something where we have to work out, besides you, Angela, who else can volunteer to be at our table.
Okay.
So we're going to have to come up maybe with some stakeholders who aren't on this committee, to help out, because the voting goes from 10 till 4, so that's quite a stretch.
Mhm.
So if we could get at least 3 or more other volunteers to help out and who are stakeholders, not running.
Rosalie, I have a question. Do we have a limit on how much people can bring to shred?
We didn't bother last time. you know, the first time, one of the first times we did it, we had a limit, but it hasn't seemed to be a problem. So it's just, there shouldn't be, like a business shouldn't
Mhm.
bring like,
10 boxes.
yeah, 10 boxes, but last time we had a pretty, you know, the shred van guy was pretty impressed, but he still could have accommodated more, and we didn't place any limits, so. Maybe I'll double check with the shred van, and then
Okay,
we'll have to put that in an email closer to April 1st, and also we'll do a robocall like the Thursday before. So that would be March 30th, letting people know that our in-person voting is Saturday, and that, because the shred van is not going to be there the whole 6 hours, just from 10 to 2.
okay.
And last time that was a problem because some elderly woman had brought a lot of stuff and she came after the van left. So we want to make that clear. And yeah, it's too bad we can't really afford a special flyer just for the in-person voting, but
Oh, so, basically, okay, so I'm just thinking, well, I'm gonna try to get somebody to see if they can help me, with the table or whatever. So, how many feet is it from the polling for the voters not to be?
we'll double check with the city clerk. I always forget if it's
Is
100
it
feet.
25 feet or 50 feet?
No, it's at least 100.
Yeah, I know for the general election, you have to be 100, they have to be no election nearing 100 feet away from the polling area.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
So that means that you guys gonna be on the outside of the parking lot.
Well,
We have to cast our vote though.
candidates can come and vote if we haven't already sent in our vote by mail ballot.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, we have to figure that out. The candidates who want to give out flyers and stuff, I don't know if they'll have to be out on the sidewalk or just on the inside of the parking lot. But
Well, you gotta do the 100 feet, so,
exactly. The
Probably
city
be
clerk,
outside on the
yeah,
side.
the city clerk will do that. You know how they do the string? They
Uh-huh.
run a string from,
Measure it off.
yeah, measure it off and mark and have signs, and,
oh,
but we'll
Okay.
try to verify, figure out. I have a tape measure that I think is 50 feet, so I'll try to go over to the church and run it from that door, the glass doors on the side down to
Mhm,
somewhere, and then do another 50 feet.
mhm. Okay. What I know it's gonna be sort of almost basically from almost to the sidewalk.
Or
That you
somewhere
probably,
in the parking lot, right?
yeah, okay. So, okay, I'm sorry, I probably should have just said something. Now also I had read something about a health fair for the first. Is it supposed to take place?
Well, Barbara Tyson Frazier, the chair of the Homeless Issues Committee, has proposed this. It's going to be on tomorrow night's agenda, but I know that she has gotten a letter of approval from Home Assembly Church. When I talked with Tracy Willis about the shred van, I asked if she thought there would be room for something else, and she really didn't, because of, you know, the cars coming in and out for voting and to bring stuff to the shred van. And also, everything would have to be in place and the event approval form would have to go to the city clerk, you know, later this week, after if the board voted to approve it. And there's not 30 days. So I don't know that, you know, if the city clerk really would approve it with such short notice and without having the letter of support from the church. So we'll know more after the board meeting tomorrow night.
Okay. Okay, because I seen that and I was like, I'm trying to figure out, it should have been on our agenda if that's, but it has not been through the board yet. Okay. And I see it, okay. Well, let's move on and we actually talk about that on tomorrow. It sounds like a great idea, but wish that we could have more time to, go through that because if that's the case, I mean, because she's actually running too. So as far as the 100 feet, we got to make sure that, things be fair for everybody else. So,
Right, there's
um,
a lot of complications. Yeah, it would be better to do, it seems like it would be better to do it separately and have proper advertising and, enough time to really set it up properly.
right, exactly.
Permission, permission to speak.
Go ahead.
First of all, that community health fair was a thing for the election in order to bring people to the site on vote day.
Mhm.
So now everybody act like they don't know nothing about the community health fair.
I didn't know nothing about the community health fair. So my thing is that it was brought up to me with my knowledge of not knowing anything about the community health fair. And Barbara never, I spoke to Barbara many a time and she never brought it up to me until I had to ask her because somebody mentioned it to me. And I'm like, well, and I talked to her personally about it. And she said she'd get back with me. So my thing is like, well, if that was the case, then it should have been known and came through us as an outreach committee so that we could have been able to help make sure that it get through. So if I have known about it, then we would have already submitted. And I did ask her that she before then, before even March, that it got to be the invite form had to be in so it can be approved. And so she was saying that she was working on it. So you can't if she's working on it and I'm thinking that she might have I told her it needed to be in so that it can be approved. And she understood that. So when I had talked to her, so I didn't know I wasn't aware of it until I had mentioned it to her.
No problem.
Yeah, so I mean, I will. That's a great idea. I mean, I'm not knocking the idea, but it's a great idea, and I wish that we could have been talking about it when we was talking about the Black History program. I mean, because I didn't think of it. I wasn't. As far as ways to get people to come and vote, and that's an excellent idea. So we'll, like you said, we'll see it in the 30-day notice. And with this new funding person, she's very strict. She goes by the book. And and it's not 30 days, it's lesser than 30 days to get that event form, in. And I would love to help her if she still wants to do it. If it don't come off, April the 1st. We still can set a date and we still can do it. And we'll love to help the committee and everything. We correspond together. So like I said, I wasn't aware of it at the time. And she told me she was gonna get it together. I was trying to get it to help her, Janet, but I can't do no more but do nothing but help and offer my suggestions and offer my time to help her to do whatever she needs to do. So we'll see on tomorrow.
Through with it. I'm done with it. No issue. I
Right.
just, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. All right. So let us move on to number 5. So report on the Black History Program. I want to thank everybody that came out, everybody that participated. I want to thank Janet and Cup for being there with her beautiful her beautiful art work. I mean, yes, I could have just took one, but she was watching it real good. It was set up very nicely. Thank you so much, Janet. And also our table was there, and the city what is it? What is it? Partition or something?
Reparation.
Preparation. Yeah, we thank
Repar-
them for that was nice, and that was beautiful that they did come out despite the weather. They were still there, and despite the weather, people did come, and I was shocked that people were coming through. And we just thank God for each and every one that came. Everything was nice, and I was shocked to see Tim. I didn't know if he was coming or not, and wasn't aware. But we thank God for our councilman coming in, and we appreciate CD15 office, and they came out in full force, and that was beautiful. And I was excited, and I was happy. Everything turned out well as expected on the weather, and just want to thank each and every one of the committee members. And I just wanted to ask you to do something to appreciate each and one of you for volunteering, doing what you know how to do best for the outreach committee. And I just want to give y'all a token of love, and we really appreciate that. So just thank everybody
Yeah.
for participating. Also, I wanted to say before we did that, and even though William couldn't be there, and I don't know if he had his sister funeral or not, I hadn't actually got a hold to him or talked to him about that, but I do have a card, bereavement card for him. So if you guys would like to sign it, I will bring it to you guys so that we can sign it and we can present it to him on behalf of his sister.
Okay.
Okay, and Angela,
Listen,
we want to
there's a
thank
hand raised.
Janet
Mi-
and the other ones for providing our great presentation they put together for Officer Stewart. It was really beautiful.
Oh yes,
We
I
just-
forgot. Yeah, it was really
And
nice.
Barbara, a
Thank you
big
so much,
thanks.
Dan. I really like the plaque.
Oh, yes, it was very nice, the whole event.
Yes, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. We're gonna
Can
we're
you
gonna
hear
miss-
me?
Who was
Nancy, you had a hand
Okay,
raised.
okay.
right. My hand has been raised, and
I'm
you went on
sorry.
to the other subjects, but I wanted to go back to because I came in at the last minute because I had another meeting, and I got to get back to it. But I came in on the tail end of the conversation regarding the health fair.
Uh-huh.
So, I had already was working with Red Cross, and they're coming out. So are you saying that it's not going to be there? We're not doing it? Is that what I heard?
The board has to vote to approve having the event. And then if the board votes to approve it, it has to go through city clerk funding and have all the necessary paperwork. And there's only going to be about 2 weeks to
But
do.
there's no funding. There's no funding that's needed for them to come out. They just want a table, and they're going to set up, and they're going to pass out literature and information.
But-
It's just community information.
I know, but the city clerk may ask for insurance and who knows what. So, and also there has to be a letter from Home Assembly Church saying that they give permission for that to be on their property.
So Nancy
Okay.
is
Yeah.
so is the committee, are you guys gonna do it through Home Assembly? Are you doing it through Neighborhood Council?
You know what? It was my understanding that we were doing this a collaboration. It was going to be the vote. It was going to be, the health fair, And this was just one other thing that was a part of that. So I was under the impression that when it was originally talked about, that was already in place and was being handled through the outreach, that all of that was going forward for the election day. So
Right.
that was my understanding. So that's what come I went on. I sent out the letters to Red Cross.
Oh, okay.
They had agreed. So now
Mhm.
I need to go back and cancel all of that. So that's what I just wanted to make sure. So even if any of the
Or
other
Nancy,
things,
Nancy,
yes.
maybe you need to talk to Barbara first and see how far has she gotten.
Well, no,
Well,
Rosa
the out,
just
well, see, the outreach, I'm just learning of what Barbara want to do. And I did speak to Barbara Nancy about it when I heard about it. So Barbara had told me that she was working on it and she was going to be talking to I think it was Miguel or something, and she's supposed to call him that night. And I told her, okay, but I was there to help her. Whatever she wanted me to do is she wanted to go through the neighborhood council. Now, what I'm thinking is that I'm not totally aware of her stating that it was that the outreach committee was helping her or working with her, whatever, because I'm learning of this. We as a committee, like I said, if it was supposed to ban and whenever you guys were talking about it, we probably should have had been talking about it during the Black History time, when we was getting things together for the Black History, and we could have helped fill out the form and everything, and we all could have been collaborating together and getting different vendors there or working on different things like that, because that's a lot of work. And that they have to fill out event forms and different things like that, insurance. And I was trying to explain that to Barbara about that. So like I said, I was not aware of that, but I'm not
And
knocking the health fair. I think it's a great suggestion.
and I understand what you're saying. Not to cut you off, but I got to get back to my other
Okay, no problem.
reading. But I was just saying, just based on what Rosalie just stated, that it has to go through the city, even that there's no funds that are needed, and the form should have been submitted already, which
Yeah.
I totally understand the deadline on that. It was my
Right.
understanding, since we talked about it, I think the very first or second meeting when it said that they were doing that, it was going to be on, and that was my input. So I just want to make sure so I can cancel Red Cross, because as Rosalie just said, even if we just gave them if they came out with the table, they can't do that because we don't have the approvals on that. So I understand that. So I
Okay.
will cancel them out. Okay.
Well, Nancy,
Thank
you might want to
Yeah.
wait till after tomorrow night's board meeting just to hear the final opinion. The
Okay.
other thing is that the outreach committee, which has been serving as the election committee, right from the beginning had arranged to have a shred ban. That was supposed to be one of the draws to get people to come out and vote. And so
Yes, but we've been doing that year after year, and it really hasn't done a big draw for voting. So
Well,
therefore, we have to
but-
look at other
yeah.
things instead of doing the same stuff over and over again.
So,
But
but that was the time that the health fair should have been talked about back, some months ago, really, but.
Okay, well, all I can say is I have them, they've committed. So if somebody could get back with me so that I can just cancel out, because, I've had several communications, so I don't want to cancel out on them at the last minute, because I do want to. I think Red Cross is an excellent partner to collaborate with. So anyway, sorry, I
That's okay.
didn't
We'll
have
get back with you.
But if somebody can get back with me, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, we
And,
will.
and Nancy, maybe it can be all scheduled with advance notice, in May or something, but we don't
Well,
quite know yet, so.
well, whenever you want to let me know. I mean, first get back with me whether I need to cancel this. Right. Okay? And then we can talk about anything else in the future.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
Thank you. And so
All
who's
right.
gonna get
Thank
back?
you, Nancy.
Okay, who's gonna get back with me? Rosalie, you're gonna get back with me after the meeting, or excuse me, or will Angela?
I
Who
can get
should I
back with
follow
you.
up? Okay, who should I
I-
follow up
I'll
with?
call you, Nancy.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Okay, is there any other questions or anything involving the election? Okay, we're gonna go to announcements. The Rosecrans Recreation is having a Easter egg hunt, on April the 1st, the same day. And what time would that be? From 10 to, I think it's from 10 to 2, I believe it is. Am I right? I believe we have a flyer.
It's
here.
11 to 2.
I'm sorry, from 11 to 2. So that's on election day. So I don't know who would be. We can probably just inform people if they want to take their kids. We'll be
Yes,
down.
we'll put it in our email. Some of us can show up maybe just to,
Well,
let the park know that we're there. I'd already let Wesley know that it is our election day and a lot of us will be otherwise occupied, but.
yeah, that's a tight
yeah.
schedule. So
Right.
yeah, we just
And-
learning of that as well. So I mean, we just put it out there. If anybody know anyone that would like to go, they will have a Easter egg hunt at Rosecrans Park on April the 1st from 11 to 2. Okay. Is there any more announcements? Okay, if not, then
Oh, one other thing, Angela, we learned from our councilman at the town hall Saturday that, and apparently it's a widespread, cleanup litter day is Saturday, March 25th. And it's something that Caltrans has organized.
yeah, I
So-
seen that. It's some kind of community day that they are doing for Caltrans, and they mentioned our District 7 as well.
Right, so throughout Caltrans District 7, they're doing these litter cleanup days, and unfortunately, we just got the email, but because Caltrans has these locations where you can pick up those pickers, so you stab the trash and then put it in a
Mhm.
bag. I think they're gonna provide the bags and the pickers, but
Yeah, they said they were gonna provide goggles, bags, and everything.
right, but then if you organize one in your neighborhood, you have to figure out how to dispose of the bags of garbage, so. But meanwhile, because of that, our council office, I guess they got earlier notice. So they are organizing kind of like an official event along Gardena Boulevard on that Saturday, so.
Well,
Yeah,
also, they also have a cleanup on 108 at the police station
Right. On the
Okay,
25th.
so,
on the same day. So everybody will be cleaning somewhere.
yeah, so we need to try to advertise that so more of our stakeholders can choose one of the locations and help out.
Yeah. Yeah, so 3 locations, the police station, Caltrans, up in this area to District 7. Also,
Oh, which is your location?
I'm District 8. I'm just right.
But
across the
you
street from
said,
District-
so somewhere in our District 7?
Yeah, they are doing that. You can organize it. It has not been organized as of yet. So I just read it today.
Oh, but
So-
some people, some of our District 7 stakeholders may organize one there. Okay.
Right. I
So
don't know.
if they do, if we know, we can let others know.
Right. We just got the email. I just got the email today. So,
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Janet, have you received one of those from Caltrans? Janet, have
No,
you? No.
no.
Okay. Somebody got their hand up. Who have their hand up?
Janet,
That's Janet. It's
Oh,
probably,
that's Janet. Okay, she said no. Okay, Jackie was trying to get in, so I can actually give her the link. It's in her email. Somebody probably can just let her know that we about finished almost because she's trying to get in. Okay, so that is that. So I'll just let her know that we're getting ready to close out. So there any more announcements? So our next meeting is going to be April the 10th at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be an in-person meeting at the office at 55 West Redondo Beach, and it's on the second floor, 205. So we'll be meeting there April the 10th, hoping some of you guys can come. So we'll be meeting in person at that time. So after April the 1st, I believe our meetings will be in person. So our board meetings and different things like that will be in person. And I believe we'll be meeting in person with our board meetings at is it 135th Street? That's still okay? Is that still
well, we're hoping that our board meetings can be at 555 also. We still haven't gotten that final approval, but they would
Okay.
be in the ground floor room 185.
So
Right.
tomorrow's meeting is Zoom.
Yes.
Yes, it's our last board meeting by Zoom. But the idea is that the neighborhood council general membership meeting, which is bigger, would be at the 135th Street School auditorium. So we would maybe have a quarterly meeting at 135th or even rotate the elementary schools, but keep the board meetings at the office building as long as that room is available. And now the building manager has let us know that he will not charge us for the use of that room because we're a community meeting.
Okay. Okay. So next meeting, April the 10th at 7 o'clock in our office on the second floor, room 205.
okay,
If there's nothing else, the meeting is adjourned.
okay, and it's 7:50.